Hi everyone. So this is my final project. It's based off of my first assignment that I'd handed in for the class, and that was actually based off of my IQP from last year. So essentially it's a motion tracking system that's designed to teach middle school students the art of music composition. It's very simple. I just want to show them like what instruments really make up a song. So in my IQP we actually tested this with middle school students and it actually went great. This has gone through a few different stages, my IQP phase, and then the one for Project 1, and now my final, which I'm actually really proud about this. So, I'm surrounded by all these planets, and I'll start the music track. There's going to be a drum loop playing when I start that. Okay. So you hear this drum loop playing. There's actually 5 other clips playing at the same time, but they're all muted, so each object above me has its own clip. So I'm going to wave my hand over Earth, and that's going to start this catchy little clip that I made. All these were made in Ableton last year. It was a lot of fun. I've heard these songs thousands of times because I've had to test, So, you can turn multiple objects on. So there's a synthesizer, percussion line, there's bass, and there's an octave to the main melody. You can turn volume up and down. This is really loud, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Okay, much better. So I'm going to turn these off. So you can wave your head, it doesn't matter, I'll show you how it works in a second. It actually works better with a higher contrast. So you see these sensitivity dials here. You can press that if for some reason you want a lower sensitivity for a certain planet like Mars. This would be harder to turn on. So I'm going to bring up patch mode and I'll show you how the detection system works. So the reason why I remade this from scratch is because my IQP version used a third-party motion tracking system, and we had talked about trying to market this, and we wanted to cut that out so we wouldn't have to give that guy credit. So I made the motion tracking system from scratch using our professor's brother's textbook on Max. So I have these subpatches here for each object. So before I go into that, I took this video feed window and I divided it into a 6x6 grid so I can take pieces of it and move it around or whatever. I made it into grayscale, and I'm taking the shading value for particular boxes. Like this one is Earth's box. So whenever I wave my hand over this, Earth is activated. And the way that works is I'll bring the patch over. Whenever the patch loads, it stores the shading value for that Earth box as soon as it loads. And that value is constantly changing because of the resolution of the camera. It's something called pixely. You can see this, it's not very good here. So when you change the sensitivity using that radio box that I clicked before, you can go into this detection sensitivity patch where, depending on which button you press, so I press high, so it's adding and subtracting 5 from that stored value when the patch loads. And since this value is always changing right here, whenever I enter that box, you're going to see it drastically increase or decrease. Alright, see it going up. That's because really the color of the box is changing. I don't know how it works. It might average the color of the pixels or something. So you can change the sensitivity there to help you make the system better reacting to you. Obviously higher contrast works better. Let's see what's next. So you can go in, I'll go back into patch mode, I'm going to change a few settings, make this loud, get out of edit mode, make that loud, change that to low. This actually took me a long time to do. I can actually exit the program, and then when I reopen it in a second, those settings that I changed actually save, and they're persistent through opening a new version, open the project again when you close out of it. That was actually very tricky. I show you here. I have a few things stored, like volume, the sensitivity level. What that does is I send it to this subpatch here, and that's open here. Um, and really it has settings for each object. And I send those settings into this patch, and it really, when you close the program, it saves and stores all those in this pattern storage object. And when it opens, um, it reloads all those settings back into the object. So that's pretty cool. It was kind of difficult to figure out how to do that, but yeah, so that's nice. You don't have to reconfigure your settings every time you open the program. I actually added this recording feature too, right here, so you can create a recording file, test, put it on my desktop. Let's turn these up, turn that down. And when I hit this, I'm gonna start this in the beginning. Hit record. You can play the song, and you can kind of make your own version of this song. So I can get my groove on here. Okay, so that's just an example. Pause that. I'll open the song. And it just plays back what you just made in the program. So it's kind of fun. Yeah, so you understand that. So I'm back here in patching mode. I'm gonna move the camera just to show you the recalibration. So this is all screwed up because I moved the camera, so the shading value is changed and it's out of the threshold. So what you can do is you can recalibrate. So, excuse me, the motion tracking for each object. Put these back to high. Yeah, okay. So now it all works fine again. I figured like if you bump your laptop or it's not on a steady surface, you don't have to keep like closing the program and reopening it. And what I really wanted to focus on too was making the user interface friendly and intuitive to the user. I want it to be simple, although it kind of looks complicated here. You can actually hide these settings to kind of simplify the screen a little bit. It's just supposed to be a fun little app for kids to play with or whatever. Yeah, so a lot of research went into this. It's actually a pretty fun app. I've given it to my roommates. They've had a blast with it. It's fun to watch them figure this out. So, yeah, that's my project. Thank you.